Hello folks, tonight we're going to go over the first year for Redline Hot Wheels, 1968. And the first car here is one of the most controversial castings of all times. This car was originally called the Cheetah, and due to some copyright infringement, the name Cheetah had already been used on another car, I think a real car possibly, and Hot Wheels was forced to change the name to Python. So a few of these very first cars with the Cheetah name on the base are out into the public and are extremely valuable today. This right here is just a basic Python. Hong Kong casting with the blue windows. And not really much to say. There are lots of variations on that car. Next, we'll stick with the show cars of the time. A lot of these cars were made by people such as Ed Roth and the like. This one here is called a Silhouette. It's one of my least favorite castings, but it is a very popular casting with some. And you'll see this one is the US version with the clear glass and the white interior. And this one is Aqua, and that's car number 2. The third car is going to be, a variation of a real car, a 1967 Camaro. This one is a Hong Kong in gold with white interior. I actually got this car from an original owner. So it's in pretty darn good shape, as the guy was an adult when he got the car back in the day. But that's a beauty. One of my favorites. Next is a casting of another real car. Very popular, Volkswagen Beetle. This one can be described as either brown or a really dark copper. But it also is a US version, extremely long steering wheel, if you can see that in there. The sunroof does open and close on these. They did make these in US and Hong Kong. And there's a little bit of differences in them. The US has a painted headlight versus the Hong Kong, the headlight is actually part of the metal base. But very, very cool cars. Next is a lot of people's favorite, the Mustang. Also a very, very popular car amongst collectors. This one's just red with white interior, and it's in pretty darn good shape. Really not a whole lot to say. It's a Hong Kong version, the blue windows. Next, another American muscle car, the Custom Firebird. This one also comes in many variations, US and Hong Kong. It also comes with a variation where there actually is a door line. There'll be a door line right here. And those are more valuable, more collectible than these. All these cars also do have opening hoods for the most part. Not the Beetle, because the motor's already exposed. But yeah, pretty cool little car. Next is another iconic muscle car, the Mercury Cougar. This one is orange with like a tan colored interior. A lot of these first year cars are kind of hard to find in good condition. These kids played with these things. They were very popular right from the rip. So a lot of them have been chipped and beat up, and this one is just one of the nicer ones I've been able to get. I bought that in the collection with the gold Camaro. Next up is the muscle. I'd say muscle and luxury. The Cadillac Eldorado, or as a lot of us call it, the Eldo. This one is blue, white interior. It is a Hong Kong version. Another just pretty popular car. again, a lot of times these are chipped up and beat up and everything else under the sun. And next is a Thunderbird. Nice hood scoop, beautiful wheels, gold color, black painted roof. This is also Hong Kong. Hong Kong cars are commonly known to have a lot of toning, or some people call it a little Hong Kong fooey. But this one's not too bad. It's very common for cars, this old die-cast cars, to have some type of toning. Next is the custom fleet side. Just a lighter purple. These came in darker purple. They also came in a couple different base variations. This one happens to be a painted tail. You'll notice as it comes around, you'll see purple paint on the underside and the back. This is a Hong Kong. They also did this car with where the front underneath is also painted. That right there could be painted. But kind of a common car in relatively good condition. It's got most of its paint, grill and tail paint. Next up, everyone knows me, knows I'm a Mopar guy, so there's the Mopar of the group. This 68 Barracuda, Hong Kong, purple with purple interior, of course the blue glass, full tail paint. One thing different between the US and Hong Kong's is the US has a shorter hood scoop, whereas the Hong Kong's, they pretty much go the full length of the hood. That's a pretty nice one. These, again, like all 68s, a lot of times they're just not in the greatest of shape. This one is pretty exceptional. But purple is a common, very common color. And this is the Diora, which is a concept vehicle, but there was an actual Dodge or an actual Diora made to look just like this one, or that this was based off of. This one's Aqua, Hong Kong. Some of these actually also had the painted tail, as they call it, the paint underneath the tail, just like the fleet side did. There is a difference between U.S. and Hong Kong boards. This car is a Hong Kong, so the boards are a little thinner, and I believe they do not have numbers on them, and the U.S. ones do. And I think the U.S. ones are a little thicker through here, and these are a little longer through here. I could be wrong on that, but a very, very commonly lost part, and there are tons of reproductions out there. But these are original to this car. This was, again, a one-owner, unplayed with car. Next is, a lot of people love these. The Hot Heap. This is a green, white interior, US, as you can see by the clear windshield. There's really not a lot to say about these. They're just a lot of people love this casting. It's growing on me. When steering wheels right there. This is a US base. Notice it doesn't have them 4 little holes in the bottom like the other castings you've been seeing. Next, the real sports car of the bunch, Chevrolet Corvette, custom Corvette, or around that time it was starting to be called the Stingray. This one is a US. It's red, has a little bit of chipping, but not too terrible. Again, the US base doesn't have the 4 holes. Next, this is another US car, Also, a kind of a cult following for these too. They're not for everybody. And for a majority of my collecting, I really never snagged onto them or held onto them or even picked them up. But they've kind of grown on me lately, and I've amassed probably 15 or 20 nice ones. It really is a gorgeous little casting, especially when the stickers are applied like they should be. It says Ford right there. This rear bonnet opens up. Not open it too much. Motor's blingy because these can break if you force them. But just a cool little car. And last but not least, number 16. This is a Beatnik Bandit. Probably one of the most iconic of the first 16. I think Bruce Pascal has a real-life one-to-one version of this car in his museum. This is a US with the clear bubble. And the US also, you see how there's the base of a US. US has a joystick versus a steering wheel. And the Hong Kong versions, of course, will have a blue tinted bubble and a steering wheel. This car is kind of hard to tell the color. I'm going to call it a rose. Yeah, it's a rose. But it is a very, very cool little car. And again, this one is extremely iconic in the Hot Wheel community. So anyhow, that's the OG 16. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And maybe you learned something. Or maybe you can learn me something. These first 16 cars have never really been on my radar other than the muscle cars themselves. But recently a friend has brought it to my attention that I really should focus on the 16 and maybe make up some sets to sell. And this set here is not for sale, but that's something I'm going to consider since I have probably enough cars to make 15 sets currently. Yeah, I take that back. Maybe about 8 sets. I'm not really heavily stocked on Camaros, Mustangs, and Corvettes. But the rest of them I could easily do. Anyhow, hope that last part made you chuckle a little bit. And again, thanks for watching.